Hey, this is Get Personal with Pattie, and this is Pattie Pasella. Hopefully you have missed me as much as I've missed you and being in the studio. It seems these days the new norm is masks, and I do have one, but I am definitely 6 feet away from the one person in the studio. I'm very happy to be back in the studio. If you remember, our last video was the first quarter that I did the budget update with my two co-partners, Pam and Amanda. So we'll probably be doing another Zoom budget update in the next month or so and get that out there for you. But a lot has happened, right? A lot has happened in our world, in our own town, with this pandemic. So I kind of wanted just to come on today and let's just talk a little bit about what's happening in the world, what's happening with this crazy pandemic, and what's happening with each other. Just a few pointers. It's just my opinion. Like I always say, my opinion. Certainly you can agree to disagree with me, and you can also change the channel. So don't watch anything that you don't want to watch and you don't feel comfortable with. But it's going to be it's going to be different in our world and how we perceive things and move forward from this. I hope everyone is healthy and staying healthy. It's been a little scary for me personally. My husband and I, if we go out, we definitely use our masks. In the very beginning, we only kept my daughter at home. We were lucky enough that she was able to go back to school in the summer for about 3 weeks. It just ended last week, so this week was the full week that she was back home. School for her consisted of 3 other students, her teacher, a nurse, a paraprofessional, all had to wear gloves, masks, and a shield. And as you know from other videos, and I've talked about it, Grace is a special needs student. So getting her back into that routine really helped quite a bit. She did not miss a beat, which I'm very happy about, because how many weeks did she stay home? From March till I believe she went back the first week of July. So it was quite a number of weeks. And I know that as school departments across our state, our local town, I'm in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. I know our school committee is busy talking about what's going to happen for the students. We really just have to respect their opinion, the information that they're getting from the Department of Public Health to move forward in school. It's not ideal for anyone. It's as a working parent, and my husband works as well full-time, it's not ideal. No situation is going to be ideal for every parent. So please just take that into consideration when you're commenting on social media or commenting that, your son or daughter needs to be in school. Every student needs school. They need routine. And, trust me when I say I would love for Grace to be able to go back to school 5 days a week from 8 to 3. And we have not heard anything about her school as of yet. Usually in the summer school, it's 4 days, 8 to 12. And this year it was 3 weeks, 2 days a week. So we obviously made it work. I think as a mom for a special needs student, I really worry about 10 steps forward, 15 back. Because Grace needs routine. Luckily, I have 3 to 4 young women who have taken care of Grace in the last few weeks who are phenomenal with her. And she really did not miss a beat going back to school. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next few weeks. I worry about it week to week. We do have the child care option. We like I said, we have wonderful young ladies that are working with her and are able to come to our house and hang out with her for the day. And she really loves them. They love her. It's a great relationship. But It's definitely not school. So I just ask you to be kind and, put yourselves in the position of some of our leaders in the school department that have to make these decisions to do hybrid, online, remote learning, and obviously keep our children safe by getting back into the classroom. That's my first segment on pandemic and school. I say this in the last few weeks, and it's been more than a few weeks, right? It's been since at least March. I'm not considered an essential worker. However, I did work through the pandemic. I'm in customer service, and certainly service made sure that even though our building was not open to the public, that we were on top of every need that they had, both our community, our contractors, etc. And sometimes, I think that people mean well, but they don't come across that way at all times. So as much as I'm saying, let's be kind to the school committees and the superintendents who have to make these decisions for our children, let's try to just be kind to each other. In the last few weeks, I've been saddened by the lack of humanity in some situations, not only to me personally, but what I've witnessed to others. So please just take a step back and really, if you have an issue with someone, talk to them directly, because we always say this, right? We just try to stay positive, and tomorrow really is not promised. Every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. I've always liked that quote. So just try to be kind to people. It's humanity. Everyone deserves just a thank you at the end of the day. So that was my little, pandemic. I'm the president of the Fairhaven Rotary Club, and in the beginning of the pandemic, so we usually meet weekly for lunches. So from March till about July, we really put our lunch money and we helped pay for lunch for those that were on the front line, workers, and supported the community as best we can. Now it's August, and we're gearing up for the next year. This will be my last year as the president of the Rotary Club. This will be my third year and my last year. We have a dynamic person who's going to come in next July. I'm really, really happy that someone has stepped up to the plate. And we just try to do good. We try to provide the community with some education and really just trying to make the community a more positive place to live in, right? We all have to live here. So I just wanted to say that a little bit. And then I want to get into the, most exciting things of my life, right? So it is definitely about being kind to people. Let's not let that go. We definitely want to be kind to people. But as you all know, I started Get Personal with Pattie for a couple of different reasons. Because I started getting on this new budget kick, and I'm doing great with my budget, and so are my counterparts Pam Weiner and Amanda are doing great. Even though maybe we're in very different circumstances, I have continued to have my job through the pandemic, so I was able to put aside money, save money, and I feel really comfortable where I am financially right now, where I was a year ago before I started doing the Budget Mom method. So I'm going to show a couple little things of how I do the budget, and to tell you, just quickly, I have finally funded my first $1,000 emergency fund as of yesterday. So I'm very happy about that. And I started small. I started at putting an extra $25 a week aside in October. And it feels like it takes forever to get to that first $1,000 emergency fund. And it's going to be an actual emergency fund. If, buying a pair of pants or some clothes for the family is not an emergency fund. So, you know, a tree hits your roof, that's an emergency. So we have the money in a high yield interest account, and we'll just continue to grow on it. But it's nice to get to that first 1,000 savings plan. I also, since January, have successfully paid off 2 small but over $2,500 worth of credit cards. And my big goal for August was to pay off a credit card that was $475 in the beginning of August, and that will be completely paid off by the end of August. So that's 3 credit cards down for $3,000 since January. And you know, celebrating these small wins, you know, budgeting and putting my envelopes aside, and you know, having money in my grocery fund. I mean, I'm still using cash. I did try to use cashless for my groceries in 1 month. I think it was June, and you know, using the debit card, swiping all the time, I didn't feel like we saved a lot of money in June and May, and a lot of people in the budget world were complaining that they certainly didn't. You know, you were home more, and maybe you felt like you had to eat more. I don't know, right? Like mentally and physically, you know, the pandemic has bothered people that way. So I've made it a cashless envelope for groceries, and I just want to kind of show you what that looks like a little bit. So this is my little wallet here for my cash envelopes that I get really excited about these things. My little crew here is just my friend Eric is my only crew member, but I know if Beth was here, she'd be excited to see this. I'm not sure if Eric is as excited as me, but that's okay. So the envelopes that I do on a regular basis since June is actually a extra childcare envelope, an eating out envelope, a miscellaneous. I just started this a couple weeks ago because our neighbor was cutting our grass. He's young. He's probably 12 or 13, so an extra $20 every few weeks. So I tend to put $20 in here a week, and that way, if we need anything miscellaneous during the week, we have it. And then, of course, my grocery fund here. So this is how it works. I have these handy dandy envelopes. Right here it says groceries on it. And let's see how much money I have in my grocery envelope. So I give myself $60 a week for groceries. It's just my husband and I. Grace is still G-tube fed, but she is starting to eat a little bit. So, you know, we want her to eat a little bit. And she does good. So look at this, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3. So we have $54 going into tomorrow, which is Friday. Every Friday I get paid weekly, so portion of my check actually goes into the envelopes or sinking funds, which we'll talk about in a second. So here's my little card that I keep track of what I put in. So my budget for the month is $425 in groceries. So I started with, as of August 1st, my beginning rollover, which was from end of July, ended with $11. That started my August envelope. And so July 31st, I put in $60. August 7th, I put in $60. And then obviously this week I'll put in $60. And then I keep track of what we use as well. So August 2nd, we had the farmer's market and a few things out. We actually, for the first week of August, the challenge was to eat from our pantry and freezer and not buy groceries. So we only spent $20 in that first week of August. And that's what I mean about small wins, right? Like celebrate that there's a lot of food in our freezer. Let's eat from that before we go out and spend $60 in that week for groceries. So I managed to eat from our freezer, meal plan my week, and we did have to buy a couple things. We bought a couple things from the farmer's market, so it's $20. And then last week we spent $67 at the grocery store, but we had 111, so that was pretty good. And then so we're at $54 going into this week. So tomorrow I'll get paid, I'll go to the bank, get cash for my envelopes, and we'll put $60 in, and that'll bring it right back to 114. So I could spend 114 at the grocery store if I wanted to, but I do meal plan, which I'll show you just briefly in a few minutes. But I do meal plan on Friday for the following week. We do takeout usually once a week, but that's my grocery fund. So that's how the whole envelope thing works for me. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube. You can go on YouTube. I actually have a YouTube channel now. It's under Get Personal with Pattie. I need to work with my friends here in my studio on how to get it a little bit more so you can see it. Every time I try to go onto YouTube and I put Get Personal with Pattie, it doesn't come up right away. So we got to work on that. But I have been doing some videos on Aldi haul. I go to Aldi's grocery store, and so I've been posting my videos on what I buy with my $60 weekly grocery fund and my meal plans for the following week using those groceries. So if you're interested in looking at that, again, it's under Get Personal with Pattie on YouTube, and we'll put a link at the end of the show just so you could easily just click on something to look at it. And then we have the eating out fund. Now, I don't put money from my paycheck in the eating out fund because I do the groceries in other funds. But when my husband gets paid, he gets paid every 2 weeks. We put anywhere from $20 to $40 in the eating out fund. But we try really to spend $25 or less weekly on eating out. So there's my envelopes. And it's not that many. I mean, some people that I know in the budget world, they have like 8 to 10 of these envelopes. To me, I just want to keep it very simple. These are the variable expenses that I use weekly. Groceries, miscellaneous is brand new, eating out, and extra childcare. And that's not, the extra childcare is only usually like a date night or a weekend babysitter that might come over. It's not the childcare during the week while we work. That actually comes out of something very separate, our joint account, so we can keep tabs on exactly what we're spending for childcare. So that's my handy dandy folder. And I love my little variable expenses envelope that I do use weekly. During the pandemic, people were going from cash to cashless. There's a cash, they say there's a coin shortage, so I think some people are getting away from using cash. Personal budgets are all about you. They're personal. Do what's best for you. I do use cash for my groceries. When I give the woman the cash, they don't say anything about it. It's not a big deal. I round up. When I write down how much I spent, I round it up because I put the change all in a change jar, and then that gets deposited into a savings account on a monthly basis. That's just how I do it. Your budget is your personal use. You can have as many envelopes as you want. It's just a way to start recognizing where you're spending your money. That's what budgets are all about, right? It gives you the freedom to do exactly that, to spend your money. So this is my little budget book for, I know I'm silly, I use 3 little budget books because, again, my husband's self-employed, so we're trying to keep money in his business, keep money to support the business, and obviously keep money to help him someday retire. So I use the business money is very separate, and then we have a joint account that pays the household bills, and then I have my own little book as well that I do my weekly checks. So I just kind of wanted to show you kind of how I do it, and I'm going to I will show you like this. This was last week's paycheck because it came out really dead on, which I love when that happens, right? This is the paycheck bill tracker. It's done by the Budget Mom. You can look at these at thebudgetmom.com. And I've downloaded the booklet that I use monthly, and I just print out what I need, the pages I need to fill in. And so like I said, I've been using it since October. We won't go line by line, but it's very simple. You put your income in here, and income doesn't have to be necessarily just your weekly paycheck. I have a couple of part-time jobs. I do get some assistance on a monthly basis for my daughter. So I put that all in here. I total my income, and then I put my bills here for that week. I'm a budgeter via per paycheck, budget paycheck method. So I budget every time I get paid, which for me is weekly. Like, so for this last paycheck, which was last Friday, I paid the Eversource bill for our gas bill. I got the a Misfits box vegetables for the week. I do a cushion, and I'll be honest, I only started doing a cushion probably 3 or 4 months ago. So every paycheck I cushion anywhere from $20 to $25. That's monies that stays in my account. I put it in my check register, but I don't, in my mind, I don't pretend it's there. I actually look at it as it's a debit, so that if anything came up, or, I always have a floating balance that continues. So last week I actually had enough money for a $20 cushion. I paid $300 on the Avenue card, which is my goal for August to pay that off. I paid the gas bill, which was $23.11, and then my Misfits box was $26.50. So my total bills was $369, my leftover money, and then I have my envelopes, which I just showed you. So I got $20, my husband got $20 for the week, again, week to week. My daughter got $20. We have to put a little bit of money in her savings fund, a summer fund, so that her child care workers, if they want to go out, there's money for them to use. I put gas in my car, and then I had household expense. And then I also have sinking funds. Now, sinking funds is a little bit each week that I put aside for something in the future. So, for instance, okay, so I transfer $25 a week toward the household, just in a separate account online. Emergency fund is that $25. So again, we just reached the first 1,000, so that'll just continue. And then for Christmas 2020, I started last Christmas, I put $10 a week. So it's already, it's almost September. And my goal for Christmas this year is $500. It's just my husband and Grace, and we buy for just a couple of friends, so that will be more than enough money for gifts and for food or any extra decorations. For August, my sinking funds is a miscellaneous that I showed you the envelope for, $20 a week. Grace gets summer fund, gets $10 a week. The pool, we have a pool, so between chemicals and closing and then reopening the pool next year, we put in $10 a week. And then I do something with like a word savings challenge. Again, it's a small win. I do a word challenge every month. I choose a word. I use this, the letters of the alphabet for $1, $2. A, B, C. A is $1, B is $2, C is $3. You get the gist here. Looks like this. So I choose a word, and every week I put that corresponding money that represents that letter in an envelope. So it's already August, right? So my word for August was Maxwell, because Grace and Maxwell were born in August. So at the end of the month in August, I'll have $89. And right now, all the money from the different months are just they stay in their little envelope in my little secret place. And at the end of the year, I'll decide what to do with that money. I might just put it right on a credit card. I might put it toward the car payment, just to kind of, reduce that payment. Or I just might buy something fantastic for me, which I doubt I'll do, because when you get into the routine of saving the money, you really kind of don't want to spend it, right? I mean, that's how I am. And again, it's to each his own. But I also have an online account with Allie. It's an online bank that you can create buckets, which is kind of like the sinking fund. So I have money going into it weekly that will go toward the water bill. We get water bill twice a year, in my town. So I put money aside for the water bill, occasions, which is Gary's birthday, vehicles, we have the stickers, we have oil changes, you know, anything to do with the vehicles. So again, $5 or $10 a week, it adds up. Grace's birthday was just last week, was August 3rd. We'll talk a little bit about her in a couple minutes. So I had money already put aside for her birthday. I've used the money, and now I'll start again for next year. And maybe I'll only put in $5 a week from now till January, then bump it to 10. Next year, she's going to be 10. So a little bigger celebration because she's double digits. I do have a vacations account, and my husband wanted me to add the recreational boat account. I'm not sure when we're going to get to the recreational boat purchase. It might be 10 years, if $10 a week. But he wanted that in his sinking fund. I said, as long as he gives me the whatever amount it's going to be that goes into the recreational boat account, I will put it on the list. So as you can see, it's on the list, recreational boat. So those are my sinking funds. You know, you'd be watching me and be like, wow, that's a lot of work. My husband will sit with me sometimes, or a friend will come over and say, oh boy, it just seems like a lot of work, that what you're doing and how you're budgeting per paycheck, and oh, is it all worth it? And you know what? For me, it relaxes me. I do look at it every day. Usually in the morning, I'm up early. I'm an early bird. I get up by 5 a.m. to feed Grace, so I'm in the office. This week I've had a lot of meetings, so unfortunately I've been concentrating more on finishing those meeting minutes in the early morning. But I do spend at least 15 minutes to half hour on my budget every single day. And for me, it's just relaxing, you know. It's really gotten to be a hobby. One of my goals for August was to not spend any more money on planning stuff or markers, because as you can see, you know, the other thing about the budget is I really track where the money is spent and I color code it. So this is August so far, from July 31st to present to August 12th. And these colors represent different things. And it gives me, I can look at it and it gives me an overview of where I'm spending my money, which if I'm doing the bill tracker week to week, I know where I'm spending my money, and this is just to track it. So before I even started this method and I took 1 month to really see where my money was going, it's an eye-opening. It's an eye-opening, and I don't want to spend my money foolishly. My thing in life for the last year has really been to be intentional. That's my word for 2020. You know, be intentional with my money spending, be intentional with who I am as a person. And so I want to know where my money is going. So this kind of gives me an overview. If I look at it, I know that pink right off the bat is childcare for Grace. And sometimes on a weekly basis, that's expensive, but at least I know, I feel more comfortable knowing. I was just having a conversation with someone, you know, right before we started, that my child care bill for this week is over $400, and my check's not even that. However, I work overtime. That's why I do it, and I know she's in good hands. She enjoys the child care providers, as I stated before, but it's a good feeling when you look at this and say, wow, you know, a big portion of your check goes to child care. And another big portion of it, the green, is income, and the light green is savings. So if I'm able to pay that weekly to childcare, but also pay that, put money aside in savings, then that's a win. I'm doing okay. It's not hard to get started on the Budget Mom process. It's not hard to get your own paperwork. If you don't want to download her paperwork or her budget worksheets, you know, you have to pay for them the first time. I think her PDF version that I have, that I print off every month, you pay once. I think I paid $35 a year ago, and I can print off as many copies as I want monthly. So that's how I can hold, you know, together 3 books. But even if you buy the book, I think the book is coming out October 15th, I do not get any cut in saying the Budget Mom, right? So, but it's a method. You know, do some research. Go on thebudgetmom.com, see what she says, how to fill it out. how it will work for you and your family. You know, it's a good opportunity to save money, know where your money's being spent. That's what a budget is. So, speaking of, you know, small wins, I got this lovely Get Chick Done. How cool is that? Get Chick Done. I know, I'm cuckoo. What can I say? So I bought the Budget Moms Live Rich Planner. And back when I first started doing my shows, I loved the Happy Planner. And I do still love the Happy Planner. I use a lot of their stickers, and I still do that. But I did get this Live Rich Planner. My coworker wasn't in. My other coworker wasn't in when I actually got this Live Rich Planner. So I had to show my boss, who's a gentleman. And he looked at me like I had 10 heads. And then he said, come back and show me in 3 months. I want to see if you're still using it. Because that's what happens. People usually start a planner, but then they don't use it. But I'm still using mine. It's only August. It's been 2 months. I got it in July. So check it out. Right? I know it's very highlighted. It's got I use it for everything. I put my child care providers in here, the times they work, so I know when I'm paying them weekly. It has notes for goals this month, people to see, monthly wins, this month's projects. And then the second page is like a personal finance page. In July, I used this as my monthly income and then what I paid for childcare to keep track of it a little better. And this section here it says daily spending, but I have used it as my personal and walking goals. So, you know, I put every day of the week and then when I spent money. So I did spend a little bit too much in July. So my goal for August was not to spend more than $20 a week. And that includes lunch out once a week. The good thing is we work near a restaurant that has really good deals on lunches, like $10 or less for a lunch. So that's a good deal. Oh, and then in July, it says right here that I paid off a credit card in July. That credit card was $1,000 start in January, but it's something that we've really been paying interest on for the last, I mean, honestly, I would say the last 5 years. It was a credit card of my husband's. It feels like took forever to pay it off, but it's paid off, thank goodness. So that was our goal for July, and we did pay it off. And then, this page is our personal planning weekly meal prep. So this is where I do the meal prep. You know, I put in here breakfast and snacks, lunches, lunch ideas, and then dinner ideas. There's an area for your shopping list. And I do this. So I will do this between Friday and Saturday for next week because we usually go shopping, grocery shopping, Saturday morning. And then important reminders, habits and goals. My main goal for the month, again, I'm looking at July. This week's focus, this week's wins, and then this section is housework. I've kind of changed that up a little bit in August, and then still looking in the calendar, this is your weekly schedule. So there it is. That's it. I look very busy, don't I? Very busy. And then I put the little stickers, so that's where the stickers come in. You know, stuff that makes me happy. And I'll just show you August real quick. So this is my August. So this is where we are. We're at August 13, August 14. We had Gracie's party. We had 2 parties for Grace last weekend. Because of the pandemic, we needed to have some people on Saturday, some people on Sunday. So by Monday came, she was exhausted. And I found these cute little llama stickers at the dollar store for $1 in July because I would love to go back and get more in August, but I said to myself, I do not need any more planner or stickers for the month of August. And so then now on the personal finance for August, it's something a little different. I'm keeping track of more so my funding, those envelopes that I showed you just for myself, groceries, extra childcare, putting some money in my savings, and then the word challenge and Grace Summer Fund. So this kind of cool. I kind of like that better than, you know, the other idea of the childcare. Gosh, I know how much money I spend in childcare. I certainly don't need to see it in black and white. So I have a couple financial goals for August. Spending $100 or less in my personal stuff. My August word is the Maxwell, which I'll be saving a total of $90. And then I got these Erin Condren little bookmarks. I know. So you can go a little wild, I think, a little crazy with the whole planning and stickers and, you know, here we are, you know, in one breath I'm saying save, 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 but certainly you got to reward yourself. I think I'm doing a good job with my savings, you know, and just being cautious and intentional of what we're spending, and we are saving, we are putting aside, we are, you know, I've started a small fund for Grace with her recent birthday money. I decided to put in another account that's high yield interest, and you know, what needs she's going to have for the future. Might as well start now. And then, so this was my personal meal list for for this past week. And this is where we are at. So then, so between tomorrow and Saturday, this is an empty page. So I'll do the weekly meal prep and then the shopping list for Saturday, my habits and goals tracker, which always kind of tend to be the same thing, walking, 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 and then my weekly overview. So this is my new Live Rich Planner. It is with the Budget Mom. You can check it out on thebudgetmom.com. If you want to see my videos, it's on YouTube. I love it. And I'm getting chick done, right? All right. So the last thing I want to talk about, my budget is updated. All is well. Again, I'll bring on the other two girls in about a month. We'll just go over our goals, and it's nice to hear from other people other than myself of how we, you know, run our money. Oh, I just need to say this because, you know, how many people do you know that win something on Instagram? Anybody, Eric? Eric said yes. I think he's talking about me. No. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I don't really know Instagram. I mean, I know Facebook, right? I'm a social media Facebook person, but Instagram takes a little bit to get used to. I think the younger generation uses Instagram quite a bit. I do post on Instagram, but I don't get it 100%. So, but I saw somebody advertise something for Happy Planner, and it was the Happy Planner just celebrated their 50th anniversary, and they had these bloom boxes. You get the box to hold the stickers, you get 2 books of stickers, you get the rings, the black rings. So this is a Happy Planner book. So these rings here are in black. They had it in 5 years. They've never done just a solid black. So that was in the box. And I was actually going to buy the box because I have a $15 coupon. I was going to buy the box. You know, I think it was $50. And I was kind of being intentional with my money, saying, oh, I don't know, $50 for what? 2 things of stickers and black rings. So I went on to buy it that day that it came out, and it was sold out within 2 hours. I mean, the Happy Planner has a huge following. But then on Instagram, this woman who was celebrating 1,000 followers on her Instagram page bought an extra Happy Planner. She's a planner. So she bought an extra bloom box, and she was going to give away the bloom box. All you have to do is click like. So there's like a heart. So I think clicking the heart is liking the post. Eric's telling me. The cameraman's telling me, yes, that's correct. So I'm glad I did it right. So I clicked the heart, and then you have to, what is it? Like, yeah, at whoever you're going to post it to. So you have to do 2 names. So I did that. And then it was almost like 4 days later that she picked the winner. And I just happened to go on Sunday to, you know, look at Instagram. That's what I do sometimes, you know, at night. And it said winner at me being 49. And I was like, oh God, I just won. I was so excited. I was just so excited. I'll even show you a clip. I did do a clip of me opening the box when I got it. But that night when I found out I won, I was really, really excited. Again, I came into work and my boss, I said, oh, you'll never guess what happened. And he's, you know, his demeanor is very calm. And he says, oh, I don't know what happened, Pattie. What happened? And I said, I won. You know, he's a guy. He just was like, my husband said, that's nice. I'm glad that makes you happy. it did make me happy. I've never won anything like that. I was really excited. So I got 2 more sticker books out of it. I'm going to take a picture of my stickers and my collection of markers and stuff for my planners, and we'll put that at the end of the video. But I was very excited. Anyways, the last thing I want to talk about, so I talked a lot about today, a lot of updates. Be kind to people. That's just number 1. The budget updates. Follow me on GetPersonalPattie on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can see a little bit more detail on how I do my budget. And, you know, maybe I'll do a, come October, when it'll be my 1-year anniversary with the Budget Mom, I can really come on and show you exactly where my money's gone, how much I've saved, how much I've spent, and maybe I'll do a little Instagram or social media contest, right? Offer something. You want to get involved with your envelopes. You want to start small. You know, maybe we'll do a giveaway. It'll be fun, I promise. And the last thing I want to talk about is Grace. Okay, so Grace just turned 9. You know, August 3rd, the week before. So remember, my water broke July 21st of 2011 while we were camping. I won't go through the story again because if you've watched my first video, it's all there. We were having twins, we were excited, etc. But every year around Grace's birthday, and it's nothing to diminish from her birthday, you know, it's just feelings of what could have been, what would have been. You know, being in Maine, we call it our second home. We were camping in New Hampshire, but we ended up in Maine for the babies. And, you know, I can't say more, as I'm a proud parent. I'm a proud mom. Grace is doing so well. And so all of a sudden, you know, somebody reached out to me, our family support program here in the greater New Bedford area, and asked me if Grace might be interested in trying out surfing. It's through a surf therapy group called Gnome Surf, Gnome. And I was ready to sign her up, but I said, let me talk to my husband. And he was more on the reserve side of it, saying, oh, what if she can't? She can sit up by herself. She doesn't walk by herself, but she's certainly getting stronger, and we can hold her hand, one hand, and she walks. So, but, you know, he was nervous that, you know, could she hold herself up? She doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to fall in the ocean, obviously. And I certainly didn't either, but I signed her up anyways. We went to the first Sunday camp for Gnome Surf, and she did awesome. She was phenomenal. So we've gone already back 4 times. We have a couple more lessons. She does one-on-one therapy with the surf therapists. And even we went last week, so we're due to go back again next Friday, the 21st. We'll show you a clip at the end of Grace Surfing. It's phenomenal. These guys and gals have a great little organization going. And it's amazing as a mom to see her really step out of her comfort zone and my comfort zone. The first time we went out there on the beach, I was a nervous wreck. And I was all for her doing it, but watching her in the ocean, and, you know, she's on a surfboard on waves in the water. You know, the balance, it's all, and here's the surfer person with her jumping on the surfboard. So he's holding on to her a little bit, but, you know, and surfing in it, it's a cool experience. I love it, and she's doing awesome with it, and she's very happy. We take pictures. We, you know, we all go out, and then we have friends that go out every other week. We go out for lessons, and you know, we're known as Gracie and Co. company because there's always like at least 8 of us that come to watch her. I think she likes that part too. She likes to be the center of attention there. But she's doing great, and her birthday was just August 3rd. We had a nice celebration on her day. We had 2 parties on the weekend, and it's August. We think of Maxwell as well and wonder what could have been, and you know, that's why he's my word of the month challenge for August, because, you know, come hook or crook, I'm going to save that $25 a week extra for Maxwell, and then maybe I'll just round it up to 100 and I'll make a donation to Gnome Surf in honor of him, because if he was here, he would be surfing too. So thanks for watching, everyone. We'll add some links at the end of the video, and we'll see you in a month or so with my friends, and we'll go over our budget. Be safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, and please be kind to each other.